to my final question. Right now, as we are sitting here, there is the debate whether or not the 15th Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya ought to come from inside or from outside, the insider-outsider debate. What is your view of a practitioner, in effect an outsider, at this particular time coming to head this very important institution? Justify your answer with some basis. And that will be my last question to you, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, DCJ. Maybe let me start with the last. United States of America, which has the pride or prides itself as being the most liberal democracy, from 1896 to 1953 had racial segregation as part of its judicial policy. Schools were on racial basis. A black boy, black girl will go to a black school. Similarly, a white girl, white boy will go to another school. Public transport was in the same way. Supreme Court in that country was divided for over 70 years. They had several judges, eminent chief justices. They could not see that segregation is an archaic practice. 1953, General Eisenhower nominated Warren as the Chief Justice. Let's look at Warren. Warren was a very successful lawyer, had conducted numerous prosecutions in the United States of America. He was one of the most brilliant lawyers America had seen. He then transitioned to be the governor of California. Was a governor, I think, for 2 or 3 terms. In 1952, this Warren man was so popular he thought he could stand as a president and sought the nomination of the Republican Party. He was defeated by Eisenhower. He subsequently became the Chief Justice of the United States of America. I emphasize this insider-outsider difference, how difficult it then becomes. Warren is coming from a lawyer who became a governor. He's never held a judicial position, didn't have the longevity of private practice like I've had, and he became the Chief Justice. And then the question came in his court about racial segregation. Brown decision. Warren marshaled all his colleagues, and they had a unanimous verdict that there can never be racial segregation in the United States of America. Something that had been unable to be done by chief justices, career judges who had been appointed as chief justices. Same Warren, you remember in the next case, Loving against Virginia, you could not marry across racial barrier. A black boy could not marry a black girl. And Warren came with this very beautiful sentence, that love resides in your heart. And no state has the business entering your heart. Unanimous verdict. He managed to defeat racial segregation in the United States of America by his judgments. Look at the first judgment by Warren. This of racial segregation in public schools and transport, 12-page 12 pages of brilliance.
All right, Senior Counsel, we have heard about Warren. Now tell us why are you saying the outsider therefore is better than the insider?
No, I'm not saying there's anybody who is better than the other. My point is this: please look at merit. Please, let's not have this distinction in JSC as my plea to you that there's anybody who is an outsider, there's anybody who is an insider. The hours I have spent in judiciary before Supreme Court came here, this was our High Court, Honorable Commissioners, this was our High Court. I've spent more hours in the library here, I've spent more hours in court here than cumulatively a few judges have spent in their judicial life. In other words, I do not see it as a correct description to call a practitioner an outsider. I prefer you call him a consumer of judicial service. No, definitely not an outsider. I'm as much part of you, I hope I will not be rejected, as much part of you at all times, because I'm a consumer of your service and I represent the people who actually become the beneficiaries of judicial service.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.